The princess gave birth to 7 sons, but there were 7 puppies under the covers. The princess didn't realize her 7 sons. The queen and her concubines had put them in 7 jars. They put the lids on them. They walked out the door with the jars in their hands. They lined up in the field and put the children in the pits. The nanny happened to see them. The queen took the lead in burying the 7 children. They ignored the power of the princess, and the nanny went to the princess's room when no one was there. Suddenly, she heard a baby crying. It turned out that the princess had given birth to another girl. The nanny carefully picked up the baby. Then there were footsteps. If the queen finds out, it's all over. She rushed to take the baby away. She fled with the baby all the way out. The queen's maid almost found her. She ran into the forest with the child. She got a nail in her foot. At this moment, the empress is leading all the concubines. She returned to her room with her concubines. They pretended to be sad and told the princess that she had given birth to 7 puppies. She didn't believe them and was very sad. The king and the queen, disguised as witches, they were furious with the princess. The princess was taken away in chains as a sinner. On the other hand, the nanny escaped with the children for the night and finally got out of the forest. A flower fell on the baby. The nanny remembered that it was the princess's favorite flower. The baby had inherited the princess's magical powers. It was destined to be extraordinary. By now, the princess was already in jail. She couldn't believe it. The husband who used to love her so much, he changed so quickly. Suddenly, a little dog came to her outside the cell door. The princess has the ability to communicate with animals. The dog told the princess the truth. When she learned that a daughter had been taken away, the princess cried with joy, and the nanny took good care of the child, and the child loved the nanny. As time passed, the princess remained in her cell, and the little girl grew up. Princess inherited her powers. She could communicate with any animal. She grew up to be a big girl, but the nanny was afraid she'd wander around. She was afraid that the queen would catch her again, so she tied her up and locked her in her house. Lisa couldn't stand it. Then a little mouse came running towards her. Lisa told him what had happened to her, and then a flash of insight came to her. She had the idea to ask the mouse to untie her, and with that, Lisa ran happily out of the house. She met up with some children while she was talking to an old man. A snake bigger than a cow approached them. Lisa tried to persuade the python, but to no avail. It was spitting madly at them. The children were trembling with fear. Lisa took out her treasure and began to play to the python. Gradually, the python went limp, and slowly it went away. The children were very happy. The villagers heard the news. They all knew about it. Lisa's miraculous ability to fight off the snake. But the nanny scolded Lisa for running away again. Lisa held out her hand for the nanny to hit. The old man overheard Lisa's poem. He was shocked. The old man went up to look at it again. This girl is no ordinary person. She has the face of a nobleman. The nanny was horrified to hear that. She couldn't let the palace notice her. She grabbed Lisa and headed for home. The old man had no choice but to stop. The next day, Lisa went out to play again. She found locusts in the sky. She was shocked. The locusts were about to destroy the food. The villagers came over and tried to fight them. Lisa started making special sounds to call the birds. After a while, the birds all came. She told the birds of the desperate situation. The birds all flew over. They fought against the locusts. Soon the locusts were wounded and dead. They flew away. The villagers were very happy to see this, and Lisa happily thanked the bird. The old man looked at Lisa. Suddenly, he remembered the princess he had saved. He didn't know Lisa was the daughter of the princess. Going by the sound of her voice, she overheard the nanny's conversation and learned that she wasn't born to the nanny. Lisa was shocked. She ran into the forest, but suddenly she met 3 little angels with wings. The angels took out a crown and put it on her and told her she was a princess. But Lisa wasn't happy. She cried and threw away the crown and ran away. Suddenly, she bumped into a guard on patrol. The guard asked Lisa why she was here alone. Lisa looked back and shed a tear, and then she ran away. But the guard was impressed. When Lisa asked him about it, the nanny told her the whole truth. Lisa learned that she had 7 brothers. Her mother was in prison. Lisa was determined to save them all. But with her current powers, she wasn't strong enough. So she started training with the old man. Starting with the basics, he taught her how to shoot arrows. Lisa became more and more powerful. She was determined to go to the palace. On her way to the palace, she found a golden house not far away. Lisa couldn't open her eyes. She approached it slowly. A white-haired old man was spinning yarn. The old man was tugging at the yarn, and Lisa came to a place of exquisite displays. Lisa went to the mirror and touched these things with curiosity. This was her life as a princess. Then she spotted a dress and happily took it with her and went down to the glittering river. Lisa stepped into the water, and in a moment Lisa was dressed with heavy gold accessories. Lisa was finally dressed for the first time. For the first time, she was dressed like a princess, and she felt amazing. Lisa walked slowly to the shore and was guided by her white-haired grandmother and began to eat. Then she came into a room full of treasure chests. Lisa picked out a chest. She said goodbye to the white-haired grandmother. She was about to enter the palace on a quest for vengeance.